good for them.
Okay, okay. Now talk a little bit more about some of the programs that you're offering, specifically in the area of both the home daycare and the center where seniors are coming out to your center.
They come out in the morning. Our driver go to their house and pick them up, and then they come. All of them come at the one side, like 9:30, and then we start with the prayers for them. And then we start yoga and light exercise. Yoga has many kinds, like laughing yoga, meditate yoga, chair yoga, that kind of thing. And then they do light exercise. And then we serve the breakfast, rightly, freshly cooked, right on the site. And then they do some work, like of their interest. Some interest has in a craft, some interest has in a reading, some interest has in a playing, some interest has a exercise more. So there are different components for that.
We play music chair, we play bingo, we play cards, rummy, lot fun.
A lot of fun. I think I should come over there and check that out. I think that sounds sounds good. Sounds
very good. Very good.
Yeah.
And you like our food because our manager checking the food, no fat food.
All good, all fresh, all
fresh, all nutritious.
No ghee, no butter, and very good food.
Very good.
And
fruit, vegetables, salad, yogurt every day.
Okay, which is important. It's important to move, right?
Very good.
Yes, that's a great anti-aging. If you keep moving, you're anti-aging.
Then we have, apart from that, we have invited like mental doctors, nurses, and we have nurses at our site also. They take their blood pressure, they take their medication. We monitor their medication
Twice
also.
I fell down. Dr. Mukesh carrying me and giving me medicine, giving me treatment.
Because we have
I love my senior center. Really.
That's wonderful. So they're taking good care.
Saturday, Sunday comes, I was crying, and today I'm alone. Really.
Well, and it can be scary being alone.
Happiness. My life, I'm having a happiness.
That is
and sharing and caring about all.
They make friends. They make family. So their belongingness comes to them. So it is a satisfactory part for them, and depression goes. That is the very outcome for that program. Apart from that, we have other programs for them. Not only that, suppose somebody needs social services, somebody needs SSI to be fixed up, somebody needs to file for their children. So they be filed for citizenship, and they want to be citizens. So we have these services also. We teach them how to become citizen, and then we fill their forms and send to the immigration, and we take them to there also. So that part we do. And we file a petition for their children to bring them here, so they can unite as a family.
Families together. So Santosh, if people want to reach you, what is the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Actually, full information is in my website. You can say umassinc.com, and then my hotline, which is free for them, is 866-330-8627.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we thank you for coming on and sharing all the wonderful services that you're offering. We're excited for you to open in April, right over by Patel's grocery store, so that's exciting. And if you would like to learn more about the services that UMass provides to seniors, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back with more Spotlight. I'd like to thank all of my guests for being with us today and for their commitment to serving the senior population within our community. If you would like to learn more about these three organizations, please go and visit our website at NCTV17.com. And if you'd like to stay connected to what's happening throughout our community, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. In closing, I'd like to thank our friends at Busey Bank for their generous sponsorship of today's show. For Spotlight, I'm Jane Wernette. Thank you for watching.
Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by presenting sponsor, BMO Harris Bank.
The sports office was full all week long with spring sports finally being played, with the weather looking to be on the up and up. We started off first with girls lacrosse, with the Valley hosting Naperville Central.
The weather finally held off for a girls lacrosse matchup between Naperville Central and the Tribe, the Mattia Wabanzi Co-op at Dub V. The game was originally scheduled for the night before, but nasty weather pushed it a day. Not even 4 minutes into the game, Central's Barrett Vandenbroeke comes from around the goal and fires one into the back of the net to get the Redhawks on the board first. 3 minutes later, in a leading pass from Central's Jillian Camp to Chloe O'Connor gets another one on the board, 2-0 Redhawks. Tribe's Reagan Woolwine looking to get things started for her team off the restart, and in it goes. 16:43 left to play in one, Tribe down one. Different Reagan this time with little over 14 minutes to play in one. Reagan Kelso gets a pass from her sister Whitney and gets it in the corner to tie the game up at 2s. Central isn't going away just yet though. 17:39 to play. Riley Nelson to Jillian Camp pushes her way closer, then turns and takes aim to cut the Tribe lead to 3. Caitlin Beacom with the final say in the game off the restart, and it goes. The Tribe walks away with the win over Naperville Central, 10-3.
I mean, this wasn't our best game, honestly, because like the ground balls were really bad. But I mean, like, it was okay for a game, I guess.
Naperville North invading Neuqua Valley. Huskies off to a rough start on their season, sitting 1-3, while the Wildcats are looking to stay perfect in freezing temps and snow flurries. Huskies trying to pull away now. Plateau grabs the ball off the draw, flips it to Isabella Taylor, who gives it right back for the goal. North up 5-2. But the Wildcats will not go away. This time Brenda Anderson off the draw takes it all the way, spins off her defender for the goal. Neuqua down 1. Starting off the second half, Huskies with the 2-goal lead, but Neuqua looking to get back as Christine Corbin gets the feed, then the goal. Neuqua down 1 again. But here come the Huskies again. Christine Culbertson cuts down the middle and rifles in the goal to push her team up to 2. North continues to put on the offensive pressure off the restart. Plateau to Culbertson for the goal. Huskies on a 4-0 run. Culbertson looking for another goal. This time she puts the moves on and gets the goal to go. Neuqua attack on 2 more goals, but it's not enough as Huskies take the victory 11-8.
We had a lot of different shooters tonight, so that was just pretty much the most important thing, was just moving the ball around, making sure we're cutting, incorporating plays in there, and especially just getting the ball off the draw control was really important to make sure we maintain possession.
Now over to the boys' side. It wasn't nearly as cold as the girls had it as Wabanzi hosts Neuqua Valley.
It's the battle of the valleys as Neuqua traveled to Wabanzi to face off against Wabanzi Mattia Co-op, aka the Valley. In the first, nothing on the board yet. Michael Giacolone to Ben Foy, who gets low for the goal. 1-0 Neuqua. Later in the first, the Co-op with the man advantage. We get a little pass and play. Brendan Hennessy to Nick Asuan for the come-around goal to tie the game at 1. Second quarter now, Neuqua pushing down the field up 4. Gavin Filgren takes power from a side swipe to extend the lead 6-1. Filgren with 4 goals on the night. Valley looking to find the back of the goal. Asuan to Brady Byrne, who fires from point-blank range. Valley now down 4. Third quarter, 11-3, Neuqua leading. Filgren picks up the ground ball and keeps it. Nobody's stopping the senior. In the goal it goes. Neuqua dominates en route to a 16-4 victory.
We started off slow. We really picked it up starting second half. Just getting the rust off. We haven't played in 3 weeks, so just getting the rust off in the first quarter, and then we turned it up by the second half.
It's the Naperville Lacrosse Cup Classic between crosstown rivals North and Central. The Redhawks have won the Cup the last 3 seasons, but Huskies attacker Allgood enters the game 4th in the state with 24 points in only 4 games. 30 seconds left in the first, and just check out this play from Allgood. He goes hard to the net, gets knocked down, and then gets back up, and after being absolutely murdered by 6 defenders, he somehow scores. That shouldn't be humanly possible, maybe he isn't human. Sullivan is left alone again 2 minutes later in the backfield. He makes the play, scores from 10 yards out, 4-0 North. 8 minutes left in the third, North up 6-1. Red Hawk Michael Wang races down the field and hits Max Feudo for the goal. Central down 4. 2:24 left in the third, North up 5. Brandon Dunlap passes to Noah Paparja, who falls down and scores on a crazy spinorama goal from the ground. Huskies running away 9-3. Huskies are on the ground a lot this game. 1:29 left in the third, and Allgood does it all himself. Falls down and then dives to send the ball to the back of the net. Huskies win the cup for the first time in 3 years, 13-4.
Just kind of comes natural. You just gotta, I don't know, expect what's coming, I guess. And I like practice that too. Like I'll practice like tripping up at home, and that's how I get good at those kind of moves. Yeah.
A new spring sport got underway this week with Naperville Central boys tennis picking up their rackets against Neuqua Valley.
Finally warming up to start the boys' tennis season as the defending state champions from Naperville Central host DVC rival Neuqua Valley. In one singles, the 2017 third-place finisher Ryan Regner already looks to be in midseason form with an ace that freezes Eddie Newman to take the opening set 6-1. Regner and Newman go back and forth in an extended volley near the end of the second set, neither player able to get an edge until Regner puts some nasty English on a shot near the back line. Regner takes the win in straight sets. In number one doubles, Neuqua Valley's Nolan George and Alex Newman with the tough task of facing Martin Matov and new doubles partner Amar Saeed. The Redhawks would strike first thanks to a beautifully placed shot from Saeed, splitting the Wildcats to the back line for the point. George serving for NV, Saeed returns, but Newman's shot catches Matov in between. Wildcats hanging close. But the Redhawks find their stride late in the match. Martin Matov with a powerful smash to help put the match away. Central wins 7-5, 6-0 to help the Redhawks start the DVC season with a close 4-3 victory. Neuqua wins number 3 and 4 singles.
I think in the first set we were playing well, but there were we were just making some execution errors, and then in the second set we just kind of cleaned it all up and just focused on our game and kept moving into the ball, moving into the net, and we just played very well the second set.
What's the ball? You want a ball? It's here. Get the ball.
Not all souvenirs are handy, but the BMO Harris Bulls Debit MasterCard is. When a bank puts the team in your hands, that's the BMO effect.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Not all souvenirs are handy, but the BMO Harris Bulls Debit MasterCard is. When a bank puts the team in your hands, that's the BMO effect.
Naperville North Athletics has 2 girls who spend their Fridays getting fit at the Alive Center and helping other teens do the same. Let's join this class for the Off the Field presented by Molly Maids of the Aurora Naperville area.
This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is sponsored by Molly Maids of Aurora Naperville area.
Inside the Alive Center on a rainy Friday afternoon, Jeremy Christian talks to middle and high schoolers about cell phone addictions and violent video games in a program called Real Talk. Once 4 o'clock hits, though, Real Talk turns into Fitness Friday. The program is led by 3 sophomores from Naperville North, 2 dance team members, Caroline Findling and Maisie Keene, and a golfer, Emily Ney, who enjoys putting down the clubs every once in a while and running around the center.
I just think a lot of athletes they define themselves by their sport, and I think that it's good to have something outside of that sport, and I love doing this, so just being able to do something that's not related to my sport is fun, I think.
The 3 girls enjoy planning the different events and believe that it helps them in their sports, along with helping the kids stay active.
Especially if you're trying to come up with creative things to do, you have to come up with a lot of things for dance on the spot, so then you come up with all these games that are just really random creative things. So
I think I've become more outgoing, getting to know new people on dance team and talking to new people here too.
The program also encourages the girls to meet new people at the center and break everyone out of their comfort zone.
I love getting the opportunity to meet new people that I normally wouldn't see every day, and coming up with new games that encourage everyone to work together.
I think it was just like the fact that it's like you're interacting with these kids that you don't necessarily know, that you don't necessarily have to spend your time with, but like you're showing that you want to be here and that you want to like get them active and participate with things.
It's really just an opportunity for like the kids here to come and like interact with each other and play games while like not being on their video games all day, which is like what we really try to advocate, to like get them active and interacting with each other.
And they do just that. On a Friday afternoon, with no cell phones and video games in sight, 3 Huskies and 10 other kids play dodgeball. Now over to girls softball, with Metea Valley facing off against 2 different opponents.
Naperville North visiting Metea Valley as the Mustangs look for their first win since late March. First pitch of the game is North's Janelle Haneker, who hits a missile over the center field fence to start things off strong. Tied at 1 in the top of the second, North's Maya Tucker up to bat pokes a single into center to help North take the 2-1 lead. Metea trailing in the bottom of the second, but Emily Nelson rips one over the fence to take the 3-2 lead in only the second inning. Same inning in Caitlin Sarah with the clutch 2-out drop shot to center that brings home Maura Danko to advance the Metea lead 4-2. Bottom of 5, and Morgan Bond gets a piece of 1 for a double to bring Abby Kilgore home to help Metea to a 3-score lead. Top of the 6th, and Rissa Baez gets her team out of the jam and goes on to win 7-2.
Really caused me to think hopefully my team, because you can't win with no run, so we had to get at least 1. I knew that, so I was just not going to let them do that again, and I really wanted to settle down, and I tried to do that after I was starting to get some strikeouts near the 3rd inning.
It's the first conference match on the season for Neuqua Valley and Naperville Central. Both teams look to get offenses going early with a nasty wind blowing. Top of the 1st, runner at first, Wildcat Danielle Olsen up to the plate. She hits a dinger out to left. 2-run homer off the bat for her. Neuqua leading 2-0. Central up at the plate again in the bottom of the 2nd, runners at 1st and 2nd. Stacy Stark to left for an RBI with Gutzel crossing the plate, putting Central up 4-3. Jackie Abogado is the next one up in the order. She'll get a piece of this one for a 2-run homer to left center. Central now up 9-5 heading to the 5th. Neuqua up in the top of the 5th. Karina Martinez hits a fly ball to left field, but the fielders don't communicate and nearly run into each other. Ball hits the ground, scoring 2 runs for Neuqua and a double for Martinez. Top of the 6th, Neuqua with a runner at first. Paige Price brings in a run with an RBI double to left, helping Neuqua secure the victory 11-9.
I feel like our defense and our offense were super hyped up today. We were really excited that it was our first conference game, so the dugout cheering the whole time definitely helped. It felt awesome. I saw the pitch was coming inside, and it felt good to just crank it out of there and get the first couple runs for the team.
Bring your birdie indoors for a bit of badminton, with Naperville North welcoming Neuqua Valley to their courts.
With only a few more meets until tournament play starts, Naperville North hosts Neuqua Valley. 1 doubles with Clara Dwan and Taylor Zhao against Joyce Chen and Helen Zhao. Set 1 has Taylor playing the backline quite well until Helen gets up at the net with a quick slam. NB takes set 1. Set 2 and North getting back on their game, but Joyce Chen gets the quick reaction for the point. But that doesn't stop Taylor from being hot at the net in set 2 for the North victory. The only match to go to 3 sets on match point, all 4 girls working their corners, and what seems like chaos is actually calculated work until Neuqua can't return a hit from Taylor. North wins another match. 2 singles, Emma Lynn and Helen Zhao. Lynn in the back line slams a missile that Helen can't get back over the net. Same story in set 2. Helen gets Emma to the back line, but Emma works with it and takes the match. 1 singles, Wildcat Joyce Chen against Bahavia Manaconda. Joyce Chen working early with the nicely placed shot for the point, but Bahavia finds Chen's weakness, helping the Huskies to another win and an overall sweep of Neuqua Valley.
I was a little nervous because Joyce is really good, but I think today I just played a little better than she did, and I mean it's like I can play different like every single day, so it's just based on the day.
Staying indoors and on the courts for boys volleyball, Waubonsie Valley looks to right their ship as they welcome Bennett Academy to their gym.
It's a non-conference match between Bennett Academy and Waubonsie Valley. The Red Wings are coming off a thrilling win over Naperville North, while the Warriors are coming off a loss to Lake Park. Set 1 final point, Tommy Kamichek sets up Connor Simchak for the monster kill that is too hot for Jack Genzer to handle. Simchak led the Red Wings with 8 kills. Again tied at 17, the teams go back and forth for a bit before Genzer sets up Brower again for the kill, blasting it off Kamichek's hands. Dub V up 1. Dub V set 2 final point, Bennett looking to tie at 25. John Folt's blast is blocked by Jack Genzer, and the ball falls to force a third set. 16-11 Red Wings, and Tommy Kamichek with the rocket of an ace makes it 17-11. Match point for Bennett, and once again it's Kamichek setting up Simchak for the kill. Bennett wins the third set and the match 25-14.
It feels pretty good. I mean, we were struggling all day. First set we came out kind of hot, but we had a couple downfalls in the middle of the sets, and the second set was really dead. We were down pretty much the whole time, but it felt good to really put them away that third set.
Was just on Facebook and I saw a post from NCTV and it said nominate your neighbor, and I always tell Jolene how wonderful she is, and I always say what a blessing and a godsend she is.
I nominated Bernie Newman because when I think of somebody who exemplifies involvement and volunteerism, Bernie was the first person that came to mind, of course.
I have nominated Lily Chen. The reason why is that I felt that she's exceptional in many ways.
There's people out there doing good like Maura who don't expect any recognition and is not doing it for that. But there's people like me out there who are saying, hey, she's doing great things. Like, how do we show her the recognition that she deserves? So I so appreciate NCTV having that platform for neighbors to do that for each other.
I think that the community needs to learn about good things going on here by great people.
It's a Valley rivalry on the pitch as Neuqua Valley faces off against Waubonsie Valley.
In a conference matchup at Neuqua Valley, crosstown rivals Waubonsie Valley steps onto the pitch, sitting 3-0-1 on their season. Neuqua comes off a win over Mattia. Midway through the first, Waubonsie's Kennedy Metzger gets down the line and squares the ball low to Grace Setter, who directs it in near the post. Waubonsie leads 1-0 with 21 minutes left in the first. Midway through the second half, Warriors still up 1. Neuqua's Shannon Tagler throws it in and then gets it back for a great cross to Reagan Young, who finishes it, but it's called offsides. No goal. 11:30 left in the game. Waubonsie's Jennifer Garcia passes it back to Emma Puls, who misses the pass. Neuqua's Allison Dovolovsky pounces and puts it over Young's head for the goal. Into extra time, Shannon Tagler pushes it ahead to Sydney Rushing, who shoots it, but Sarah Young is there for the stop and keep the game tied at 1. Very end of the first half of extra time, Tagler goes short to Rushing, who passes it into the box and back to Tagler, but Young falls on it for the stop. Still 1-1 going into the second half of extra time. About 5 minutes left, Caitlin Narduli gets a great pass to Allison Dovolovsky, who shoots it, but it's denied, only to have Leah Sinise clear it up and end the game. Neuqua Valley is victorious 2-1.
It was just being there for the rebound, and I knew she had a hard shot, so I was just ready for it to pop back out because, you know, it's cold, everyone's a little frigid, so I was just ready for it to come out.
To the track for the Naperville North Gus Scott Invite Under the Lights.
Gus Scott invited Naperville North for girls track and field. Bennett and Waubonsie are also in attendance for our area teams. First, to the field events. North's very own Sarah Wastek up at shot put. She will launch at 40 feet and 3 inches, winning first place by over 4 feet. She'll also grab first in discus. To the jumping pit, Wabansi's Johanna Kurtzek jumps a whopping 16 feet and 2 inches, farthest in her field for first place by almost a foot. .300-meter hurdles time with top runner from North, Hallie Bieber. She gets off to a great start coming down the final stretch. She pulls away with the win of 46.91 seconds. She also grabbed first in 100 hurdles earlier. Final race 4x400 and North enters as the favorite in this one too, and they explode right out the gate. At the second handoff, they're just cruising and don't look back. They finish in first and win the Gus Scott invite, once again dominating the competition.
Feels good. It's always super fun to be on your home track, especially with a bunch of your teammates in the race and everything. So it was awesome. You have a bunch of your teammates cheering for you, family and friends, because it's at home, it's local. So it's a great event.
It's everybody's favorite part of the show, talking about food, but not actually eating anything. It's the Take 5 presented by BMO Harris Bank.
Probably Portillo's, because they have everything. Friends, I've seen all 10 seasons like 3 times. English, because I've always loved reading. I just like hanging out with my friends and my family and just relaxing instead of focusing on the sport 24/7. DNA by Kendrick Lamar.
All right, folks, it's time for this week's Play of the Week. Niquosacker in a pinch, but not for very long, thanks to Allison Dovolovsky, who's in the right place at the right time. She pounces on a pass and sends it in for the long-range goal. She doesn't hesitate and rockets it to the top shelf for this week's Play of the Week.
We get one more highlight and we talk retirement after this break.
The Daily Herald, the biggest suburban newspaper, has covered Naperville since 1990. Whether you're at home, at work, or on the way, the Daily Herald offers the full digital experience. Print, online, daily email alerts, and prep sports newsletters. We'll keep you in the know with news, sports, and of course, your neighbors. The Daily Herald, suburban Chicago's information source.
Grab me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks and let's head out to Bennett Academy where they welcome Naperville North.
Naperville North taking a break from conference play, traveling to Bennett Academy, who will start their conference schedule next game. North up 1 in the third. Bennett needs a clutch 2-out hit, and Colin Berry delivers to tie the game up at 1. Brendan Lacey up to the plate next, and he delivers on an RBI double to give North the lead 2-1. Bottom 4, man on second with 2 outs, and Bennett is looking to respond, and they do just that as Aaron Staley singles to center to tie the game at 2s. Both teams looking to take the lead. North up in the top of 6. Jared Dunnett gets a shot up the middle that would push the lead to North side again, 3-2. Dunnett, not taking a break on the mound, strikes out Colin Hinks to escape the inning with the lead still in North's dugout. Bottom of the 7th, Colin Berry is the last hope for Bennett, but he pops out to end the game with the Husky victory, thanks to stellar pitching and batting by Dunnett to save the game.
I'll tell you right now, you know, when you win a 3-2 game, it's a lot better than losing a 3-2 game, because those are the games that weigh on you. Those one-run games. I thought that our kids battled. There was a lot of situations that we were involved in, a lot of pressure situations, and our kids came back and they battled, and that's what I'm most proud of.
Nearly 3 decades after taking up post as Naperville North's head baseball coach, Carl Hunkler is retiring. Kevin Jackman dives into the skipper's career, presented by Edward Medical Group.
After 3 decades in orange and blue, Naperville North baseball coach Carl Hunkler is trading his lineup card for a roadmap.
I plan on spending a lot of time with my wife, traveling and having fun and going to see a lot of baseball parks throughout the United States.
The longtime coach is retiring at season's end, 29 years after arriving at North to coach baseball and teach social studies. And while his Huskies have accomplished much in that time span, including a summer state championship in 1997, he's most proud of something else.
Most importantly to me is all the great kids that I've had an opportunity to be around and have fun with, during those seasons.
Mark Lindo has been alongside Hunkler for 27 years and is also retiring, having seen the likes of former big leaguer Jerry Harrison Jr. and current top prospect Nick Solak come through the program.
He's the creme de la creme of educators teaching and coaching, and he puts others before him on a consistent basis.
And not only have they been around longer than most, they both coach other sports. Hunkler with football, Lindo with basketball. But it's not always the sport that's the priority.
You want them to walk away with something positive. You want them to have a recognition that you were teaching life skills, not just baseball.
And it's that mentality that warrants high praise of Hunkler from Lindo.
Yes, we've had some outstanding players, some outstanding teams. We've had a chance to coach with some incredible other staff members that have come and gone, and we've outdistanced all of them as far as staying here in longevity.
The Huskies are off to a hot start, 6-2, and hope to send their longtime skipper off in fashion. For NSW, I'm Kevin Jackman.
We talked about peanuts and Cracker Jacks, but now let's talk about Take Fives, presented by BMO Harris Bank.
Probably some type of flying animal, maybe like an eagle, just because the ability to fly has always been so interesting. Mechanical engineering. Well, this past winter, snow shoveling was not a fun chore to be doing because there's a lot of snow. I definitely use Instagram a lot. I'm really big into cars, so I'm always looking at pictures from various accounts, and it's also good to keep up with friends and what they're doing in their lives. Save at least half of it and then try and invest some of it, and then whatever I've got left, I just spend, I guess.
Play of the week time, and why not head back to the diamond with Naperville North baseball? First inning of play, Bennett rockets a ball to center field, but Drew McCauley comes out of nowhere for the diving catch. He then gets up and cuts off the man on second to get the double play. Not a bad way to start off the game. Nice diving catch resulting in a double play for this week's Play of the Week.
We've talked about weather, sports, and food. So I think that about covers another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. As the weather gets nicer, be sure to check out our YouTube channel and website for all the highlights as they happen throughout the week. I'm Allie Clutta. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Naperville Sports Weekly.
This episode of Business Connection is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, DuPage Credit Union.
I'm Liz Spencer, and welcome to Business Connection, introducing you to the names and faces of Naperville area entrepreneurs and business owners. Today we'll talk with Radon Reduction Systems. We'll go on location to Tandem HR, but stay tuned for Spaces of Tranquility, all here on Business Connection. Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a fascinating guest in studio with us today. It's Sue Brigham, and she's from Spaces of Tranquility. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
So tell me a little bit about Spaces of Tranquility.
Spaces of Tranquility is a company that I designed and started from scratch, which is to give you the ability to have peace and calm when you're in your home. Depending on what you're looking to have done within your house, we can make it a better feng shui atmosphere for you so that you can live versus living for your home.
Right, and you do this, you started out doing this with moving, being a concierge for people with that, estate sales, and now you've really kind of even gone fuller to that mission by being a general contractor. So you really do take care of the whole house.
Correct.
So tell me about those three different pieces of your business.
So we have three different divisions. One of them is home organization, which is how this business originated. And so the whole purpose behind that is picking whatever spaces you don't feel are working for you, for us to come in, correct them so that you can move on and live life however you would like. The other division, which is the bigger one that we put together as people requested more items to be done within their home, is the home move concierge. And the whole purpose behind that is when you're buying or selling a home, we can take the stress out of all of it, minus signing the papers and writing the check. So we can pack you up, we can unpack you, we can move you if you're local. We work with other moving companies if you're long distance. We clear out hoarder houses, get dumpsters, throw out, donate, and orchestrate estate sales. And then anything within that to have your home ready to sell, or if you're buying a home as well. And now the third division, as we've kind of upped the ante, is we're general contractors. So we can take whatever parts in your home need to be corrected to give you a better advantage when you sell your home to get you more profit.
Right, and with the moving and the estate sale thing, you helped me by, and I wasn't moving, I just was, redecorating, and I needed a little help there of getting ready for painters and floors and that. So you came in and got all my house into one small tiny space. You played some Tetris in my house.
Correct. We packed up your home and we moved it all out into the garage so that your flooring and your walls could get done. 2 weeks later, we put everything back, and so you don't even have to be there, you don't have to participate. We knew where everything had to go, and then you got to go to your job and come home and look, your house is back together and you can sleep on your bed that night.
Right, yeah, actually, I left the state.
Yes, you did.
I did, I left the state, and I feel really confident that had you not helped me there, I would still be unpacking myself today.
Correct.
I would just not, because it's time, and that kind of gets me thinking a little bit about, you give people time, and I think we underestimate what we need, how long it takes to do that, and we don't have family and friends and everybody that would come over 30 years ago and help us do that.
And I actually just mentioned this to one of my staff yesterday as we finished up an estate sale up in Libertyville, and it was a 7-bedroom, 6-bath house, a little over 5,000 square feet. And I said, people don't realize how much work it actually takes after an estate sale to have the remaining items donated out and packed up for the homeowners, where it's not just a couple of hours when you're talking 3 different floors, maneuvering in between walls, going outdoors, going through other doors to get the furniture out. It takes time, and so our job is to give you the ability to not worry about anything, but know that the job will get done. And at the same time, for me to keep you posted on what's going on so that you still are in the know, but that you can be living in another state, or you can be dealing with the close of your home. You don't have to worry about it getting done, that you know that it will get done.
Right, and we just have bigger homes and more stuff these days, I feel like.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, as you buy a bigger home, you need to fill it. And then all of a sudden, you've got a 5,000-6,000 square foot home, and you don't realize how many things you've been putting in drawers of dressers that you're not even using, in closets in separate bedrooms. And it adds up quickly, and it's boxes upon boxes full of stuff, and you didn't realize that now you have a 10 by 10 storage unit for just your personal belongings until you figure out where your next move is.
Wow. So you recently added the general contracting piece.
Correct.
And you have a great story about a home in Joliet. Tell me a little bit about how this all came together.
So one of the agents, Eddie Rudiger, that I work with out in Joliet, he had a client who had rented out their home for a couple of years, and the renters destroyed it to the point where there was food on carpet, there were things in the vents, stuff that you wouldn't normally have in your own home. And so that client, who lives out in Idaho, had asked to have his home redone, as opposed to selling his home for $125,000, putting some money into it to up the price of his house. So what we did was, minus the drywall, we gutted the entire home. So we gave him all new bathrooms, 2 sets of bathrooms, a brand new kitchen, new flooring, new paint, fixed all the holes, cleaned out the basement, recycled the appliances, new carpet, and then it turned into, let's put new siding and new windows on. So it was about a 2.5-month project, just based on the weather towards the end with the siding and the windows, but we redid the entire home for them to then have it go on the market and then go under contract 2 days later. And it's a beautiful home with all of today's colors, where a lot of people, as you mentioned, time, they don't want to buy a home that they have to spend months and months rehabbing or just freshening up. So what we did was we were able to do all of that so that someone could literally just move in, put their furniture down, and go back to work the next day. We took all the responsibility away from them so that they didn't have to worry about any of it. And then at the same time, the client gets to make the price of the home higher to then get a better value for his home.
Right. Well, and that's a smart move. We do want it. We want move-in ready. There's no time to let's paint together, honey. No. With this one, now you're the general contractor, so he's still, your client in Idaho still paid for everything. You just helped facilitate it.
Yes, I did not buy this home. I had no intention of buying a house. What we did is that we talked via text, via email, via phone, and I just kept him abreast of, this is what we're doing, this is what our next steps are, kept him in the loop because he is out of state and I'm sending him invoices and he's paying me via credit card. I want to make sure that he knows that I'm doing the work that I say that I'm going to be doing, because I find that some general contractors have not, based on prior clients that I have had. So I kept him in the loop and given him all the information throughout so that he knew when it was done, it was actually done. And so he could kind of continue living as he was a master sergeant or a colonel in the military, and so we were able to just still get the job done for him, and he didn't have to worry about, along with his mother who was living out in Virginia.
Wow. Well, and it seems like you're that person that if you don't know what to do with something, it'd be like, oh, hey, let's call Susan because she might know how to do this. And it seems like this is kind of where that general contractor role comes in.
And that is what I'm getting, because again, the agent of the Joliet house, Eddie, has said, I don't have to worry about it now. He knows that he can just contact me and whatever needs to get done will get done, and then he can just hear back from me to know that it's been completed. And so that's what we did on the Joliet house. I've done 2 other projects with him. It was right after those because he already knows that we can just get it done. And so now he's telling more of his office about me so that they don't have to do it, so that I can take care of it. And so as a general contractor, if I can't do it, and a lot of the things I can't, I'm not a master carpenter, I'm not a plumber, I have no plans on ever being a roofer. And so whatever I can't do, then I am that lead person to get the people to get it done. And I'm the one that has all those people in place at this point anyways. So it's just about making phone calls to get whatever we need to have completed, to get completed. And so I'm the eyes watching the project.
That's an important role. Now, you just light up when you talk about this stuff. What do you like best about this? What makes you happy with all this?
Everything. When I created this company, it was based on the fact that I had no one to turn to when my mother had passed away, as she owned 4 residential properties and 3 businesses. And I thought we can do better for people, because my real estate agent, who I knew back in the day from high school, he was a great guy, but he didn't have anybody in place to take care of any of this. And I don't want anyone to look and go, well, now what? So we are here to fix anything for people, and then they can move on with their lives. And so we have bosses for 3 weeks, maybe 2 months, and then we get to move on to the next project. And every day is different. I never know what the next day is going to bring. And I'm constantly on the move. I'm constantly in different towns all over the Chicagoland area. I work in Joliet. I work up in Libertyville. I work up in Wilmette. I work up in Elburn. Wherever I get a phone call, I will go. And it's just exciting to meet new people, new houses. What do they need? What do we need to figure out? And then get them back on track to do whatever they need to do. And sometimes it is about someone passing away. Sometimes it's about the late 50s, early 60-year-olds who want to buy an RV and travel across the country. And that's a project that I'm working on now, where I've got an 8,000 square foot home up in Libertyville that they just want to enjoy life. So now we're going to sell everything. Whatever doesn't, then we'll deal with that. And then they can go onto their journey of their next life, but know that we've taken care of whatever they need taken care of before they get to do that.
That's wonderful. I appreciate you coming in and updating us on where you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm glad you love it. We need people like you, because it's not me. So thank you so much. We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.
Bethany Lutheran Church and School partners with parents to give children in preschool through 8th grade a Bible-based Christian education. Since 1927, our teachers have been bringing students the gospel message of Jesus Christ in a safe, disciplined, and engaging environment for academics and extracurriculars. With small class sizes, children can learn to honor and respect God, their parents, our staff, each other, and themselves. We focus on engaging the whole self, mind, body, and soul, and teach right from wrong from a biblical perspective. In addition to discovering their academic strengths, our students can develop their other gifts and talents through the J.S. Bach Academy of Music, competing in interscholastic sports, or participating in clubs and activities. Bethany's students excel academically and socially beyond graduation. Many go on to take AP and honors classes in high school. You don't have to be a member of Bethany Lutheran Church to have your children attend our school. In fact, 60% of those we serve have a different home church. Here we also love giving back to our great community. We host events such as Touch a Truck, Oktoberfest, plus so many other opportunities to make a positive impact. Bethany Lutheran Church and School, laying a solid foundation for tomorrow.
Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We're on location today at Tandem HR to learn how they can help your business with all your outsourcing needs. What is a PEO and why does a business need one?
Well, we think a PEO is a great tool for companies to help them grow and to help them manage what has become incredibly burdensome for them to deal with all of the compliance and Obamacare and all the regulatory issues that now just running a business has become very, very difficult. And we feel if we can take that off their hands and they can focus on their core business, they can really grow their businesses much quicker and be much more profitable.
Right, because most of us employers, we didn't get into business to do the HR part.
For sure you didn't.
And so, and as you mentioned, it's really complicated, and we're working with these people, so it's much nicer to have you do our HR for us.
And to give you an idea, we're in 47 states. There's a different wage, minimum wage in every county, in every city, in every township, not just in Illinois, but in across America. So, you know, today people have virtual employees, and they have employees working in Atlanta or salesmen in Idaho. And if you have a salesperson in California, there's some really, really different laws out in California. So we just feel like a company can just relax and not worry about all that stuff and leave that driving to us, you know.
Right. Well, and I noticed also that in my notes it said that you were IRS certified.
Right.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It sounds like a big deal.
Yeah.
Anything with the IRS to me is a big deal. So.
Yeah, anytime you use that word, but actually codified the PEO relationship and gave us a lot of benefits. And one of them was this idea that we could become IRS certified, and therefore we could then take all the responsibilities off of our employers of having to worry about the IRS or the tax authorities coming down on them, and it really would lay with us as a certified IRS certified employer that we would take care of everything, and if anything wasn't correct, it would be our responsibility to correct it. And that takes a lot of burden off of employers.
We thank you for that.
Yeah.
I don't want that burden.
Yeah.
How did you get into all of this?
Yeah, I don't know, you know, sometimes they say starting businesses is half by accident, half by inspiration, but you know, we had a benefits